You could be missing out on thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars on the table for free money for your startup or small business. I'm Superior Shelby, a 71% successful grant writer and 10-year entrepreneur, and I've helped thousands of businesses. And in this grant series, we're going to talk about what a grant is, how to search and apply to them, and how you can win. Yes, I said win, so stick towards this entire grant series so you can know some tips and tricks on how I've been able to win these grant opportunities. So let's get right into it. Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about what a grant proposal is and how you can pretty much put one together. So let's jump right into it because I know you got stuff to do, friend. Okay, I know we're all busy. Okay, so a grant proposal is totally different from a business plan. Earlier on in this series, and actually in my last video, I said that you need to have a business plan and a business pitch deck and a 3-minute pitch video, all things that you should have before you decide to search and apply to these grants. But a grant proposal is totally different from a business plan. A business plan outlines all of your key factors of your goals, different analysis, like your marketing analysis, what differentiates you from your company, a little bit more about like your market and some research, versus a grant proposal. A grant proposal is a tailored document that is directly talking about this opportunity that you're applying to. So in a proposal, what you usually generally outline is the name of your company, about your service or product, what's the problem, how you're solving it with your service or product, and what this grant reward will actually do, how impactful it will be to your product development or to your business development process. So the grant proposal is a targeted or tailored document specifically proposing that you win this opportunity or have a chance at getting this debt-free capital so you can do what you need to do with the money, okay? The business plan is a general document of like 30 pages or more that actually outlines your entire business goals, at least up to 5 years, right? But a grant proposal, more tailored document, very direct, very targeted, very specific and detailed, okay? So now each grant opportunity that you go for, not all grant applications or grant opportunities request that you submit a grant proposal, simply because a lot of these grants, especially in 2025, they're actually requesting that you have a 3-minute pitch video, which is why I said you should have a pitch video in my last video. Go refer to that one if you want to learn a little bit more. So, but when you are in the middle of doing your grant application, right, it's very important that you actually take a look at what the requirements are before you decide to apply. In most cases, when you're on the actual grant application, before you actually apply and you click the apply button, it will let you know if it requests like a proposal. You might see something like RFP, right? Request for proposal. You might see something like a letter of intent. And then you might actually see directly, they'll say create a grant proposal. Well, I will give you an example here. In this example, there's a $2 million grant I love to talk about. It's a $2 million tech grant. In this particular grant, it asks you to write a grant proposal if you're going to move to the next step. So the first step is creating your grant pitch. They already guide you on how to do the pitch. So that way, once you submit your pitch, you give them 30 days and then they will come back to you and let you know if they want you to move to the next step. But let's focus on the grant proposal part here. This particular grant gives you step-by-step guidelines and questions that you should actually answer in your grant proposal. Now, granted, this is a $2 million grant opportunity, so they're very specific and they want you to be detailed and provide a full outline on exactly what your product is or service is and exactly how this grant will be impactful. Now, not all grant opportunities have this guided proposal guideline for you. So where can you actually find this? Well, you can go to the grant's terms and conditions or guidelines to learn more about how that grant is actually going to grade you or how it's going to judge you. And that will give you clarity and reassurance on how you should format or what questions you should directly answer in this particular grant proposal. I'll dive deeper into that on the next video, or later on in the grant series so I can explain a little bit more about what I'm talking about here. But staying focused on what a grant proposal is, keep in mind that it is not a business plan. So do not use your business plan and submit it as a grant proposal. No, no, no. You want to be very tailored. And tailored meaning you want to actually state the name of the grant. So towards the end of your proposal, that's where you want to dive deeper into how this grant proposal will be impactful to your business development process or your product development. So you want to say things like, well, this $10,000 grant that is offered to all Black business owners in my state would be impactful by helping me develop in these 3 key areas, right? You want to be very specific and very detailed because that is what grantors like. So I want to thank you so much for joining me and coming to the end of the video. I told you it was going to be quick, friend. I know you got stuff you got to do, but grant proposals totally different from business plans. That's what you need to know. The key thing, and it's a more tailored document. It does not have to be 10 pages long. It doesn't have to be 3 pages long. It can be a 1-pager as long as you're being clear, concise, compassionate, and very direct about how you would use these grant funds. Now, if the grantor wants to learn more about your service or product, in most cases, they would correspond to you via email and they would book like a one-on-one interview with you to learn more about what you have or what you're developing or your innovation. Okay, so don't worry about it. That's why having the business pitch and stuff, that's where that comes in, because that will properly prepare you for those one-on-one interviews. Speaking of one-on-one interviews, if you want a more personalized, tailored support to get you grant ready for these debt-free opportunities, refer to the description down below, which is my consultation link. We can have a 45-minute Zoom call and just dive deeper into what it means for your business to be properly prepared for these grant opportunities, no matter what race, gender, ethnic group, sexuality you're a part of, or what type of business market sector you're in. It can be trucking, it can be beauty, it can be all the other markets. Doesn't matter. You qualify for this debt-free money that you are simply leaving on the table, okay? Thanks so much for watching towards the end of the video. Make sure you like the video for engagement, share it so other startups and small business owners can have opportunities for their development process. And also make sure you subscribe to my channel. That way you won't miss any of my video uploads. Very informative and, just interactive. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.